gentlemen, we will now begin with the next session, reflecting strong leadership qualities and with hands-on expertise in telecom, information technology, defense and broadcasting sectors, team-based democratic management style and excellent interpersonal and communication skills. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Raj Kumar Upadhyay.
Good afternoon. I think it's always very difficult to uh, talk after lunch. So the topic have been given to me that what is going to come in next decade. So our honorable Prime Minister keep talking about that is the decade for India. Uh, Before I run my PPT, I head the organization called CDOT. CDOT is an organization. ये दरवाजा बंद करवा देंगे? Lot of noise. CDOT is an organization which is into research for telecom and the cyber security. So we have products for telecom as well as cyber security. What we do. On a good note, our 4G, 5G, which is developed by India, we have become the 5th country, is already deployed in BSNL, the 4G, 5G, and this task was given to us by Honorable Prime Minister in 2020 that we must have our own 4G, 5G. And within a period of 2 to 3 years, after elaborate testing, today it is already deployed in BSNL network. Currently, 40,000 sites have been commissioned. On a modest scale, it has started a traffic of 1.2 petabyte per day. I think as the sites are getting rolled, it will increase. So good news is that we left the, we were left behind in 2G, 3G, 4G. Now 4G and 5G is developed, and therefore, for India to come up in 6G will be much, much easier. So before we are world's largest market. Some of the things which have been done at scale by India, for example, largest biometric system, digital system, Aadhaar. I think for a population of 1.4 billion, individually having one Aadhaar card and managing this as a scale. COVID was another example that all of us experienced during vaccination. None of us had any difficulty because it was, at a scale, so well organized platform. DPI is another important milestone for India, wherein 46% of today's digital payments across the world are coming from India. And you look at the scale, even a very remote part of the country, people are able to use UPI. So I think most of you will be aware of these numbers. UPI, for example, we are clocking 15 billion transactions in a month and a value of $246 billion. That is the scale of India. And in 1 month, these are the transactions. We'll soon be a $1 trillion economy. Honorable Prime Minister has already said we want to become, $5 trillion economy and become the 3rd largest economy in the world. So this, I think we are well on our track. And the smartphones also are increasing the adoption of smartphone in India with rising incomes. I think by 2027 we'll have 500 million phones. And the data, that we are selling data at 12 cents per minute. And I don't know, the operators are still working hard that can it be further brought down, still remain profitable. So in terms of coverage, 98%, Honorable Prime Minister also said 98% of the coverage has been done in terms of 5G. And 4G, we have totally 650,000 villages in India. Out of that, only 20,000 villages are remaining, and that work is happening under a $3 billion project given to BSNL by the government to put 4G in those villages also, so that India will have full carpet coverage, because we are, rolling out Digital India program. So no village should be left behind. So I'll skip this slide because Jan Dhan has enabled the bank account, the Aadhaar and the mobile. It has actually put full power in the hands of the customer. Now I remember when Honorable Prime Minister talked about having digital India, many people questioned saying that how do you see how POS will come in the village, where from the internet will come, are you joking about it? But today it is a reality. You buy a samosa, you buy a chai using these three platforms, because one allows you the banking, the other allows you authentication, the third allows you the banking services. So I'm not going to get into DPI. I think this is uh, this is what is going likely to be future. Like DPI came. What is DPI? DPI is a digital public infrastructure which government has created and allowed any private entrepreneur to come in and provide the services. So what it allows, you don't have to really make investment individually, because if Google has to do payment service, they have to develop the system. WhatsApp has to develop system. PhonePe has to develop system. Paytm has to develop system. So government created the DPI and said, guys, you come, take the advantage of this DPI and run your services. So now the services will run based on how efficient you are. Like, competition happens at the service layer rather than the network layer. And in future also, the competition, the telcos will become pipes, big pipes, and the applications will be running. In fact, today there was a talk that more and more APIs should be opened so that new entrepreneurs can come and, put new services. I remember when I was in TRI in 2010, as advisor, a lot of people used to come saying that you give me source code, yeah, allow my ringback tone in telecom operator, because telecom operators had their own reservation that time. But now today the technology has come. WhatsApp doesn't depend on telecom operator; it runs its service independently. But going forward, these two guys will marry somehow and provide so many such services which are going to come. So primarily in next 5 years, these are the key technologies that will be shaping our technological world. 6G networks by 2028. I think a lot of sessions are happening here on 6G. By 2028, the standard specifications will come out by ITU, and already the works have started for us also in government. We have already funded 111 6G projects quoted by the startups. We have funded 110 crore test bed in Samir under MIT. So 6G will be, as you are aware, apart from 5G, it has three more pillars: ubiquitous, sensing, and AI, inbuilt AI. So these three new pillars will open up many new applications for our consumers. Quantum, I don't know how many of you are aware, the quantum computers are almost reality now. And once quantum computers come, um, you know, in terms of communication, the encryptions, the current encryptions will be rendered useless, because the keys will be broken very easily using the way of quantum computers. The quantum will also, apart from quantum computer, you will have quantum sensing, quantum materials that will power new set of industry, new set of application. The third is advanced artificial intelligence, because AI is being used everywhere now. I think, as I said, in the 6G, the AI will be inbuilt. I mean, there will be no outside AI. Today, like we use AI for my traffic is flowing on 4G and 5G networks. How do you predict that there is likely to failure? How do you reroute the traffic? How do you reconfigure the BTSs in order to distribute the traffic? So that kind of AI is already working. But going forward, this will be all part of the 6G network itself. Finally, advanced cybersecurity. I think you all are aware, you must be reading the newspaper, this attack, that attack, this cyber fraud, that cyber fraud. Cybersecurity is going to be a big challenge. You know that tomorrow's wars will not be on weapons. Tomorrow's wars will happen on cyber warfare. Because if I can, decapacitate your nuclear, your missile system, I think they are all of no use. And this has been proven in ongoing wars also, that how cyber and cyber defense has played a very important role in terms of technology. So in my mind, these will be four key technologies that will come, and once these comes, the networks will enable lot many new applications, lot many new use cases. For example, in 6G, we might have holographic communication. It will be reality, good quality holographic. Tomorrow there will be like 5G gives you a 1G speed. Tomorrow you in the 6G you might have immersive communication. A teacher sitting here can interact with the villages as if they are sitting in the class. So some of it, I think you are aware that 6G application, this is the 2030 framework. The new applications which will drive 6G in terms of use case. The speed thing, which is in 5G, will become better speed. Uh, the reliability, for example, 5G boasts of robotic surgery that will become much more easier. Your autonomous driving vehicles, autonomous drones, all these will be possible using 6G. Even your accident detection, for example, your flood is coming. Your flood is coming today, you have a very complicated system of alerting flood. So using the sensing part of the 6G, we'll be able to detect the floods are coming. Or health monitoring in a home, if a patient is having disturbances in the parameters, automatically these will get monitored and necessary care will come. As I said, holographic communication, robots, autonomous transformation, digital twins, immersive education, industrial automation. I think list is unlimited because 6G is also integrating all the kind of networks together. So the heterogeneous networks will become part of the 6G, and therefore lot many new use cases and new applications will come in terms of wherever there are more reliability. For example, a city like Delhi, where traffic is so high, in Western countries, you can say autonomous car will do very well. But in India, we have so high, so dense vehicular traffic, and therefore you need a very ultra reliable and very low latency, which will be provided in the 6G. Quantum will be used in almost all these sectors. It will be used in defense and security. It will be used in drug discovery because of the quantum computation. I think the drug discovery will be very easy because you will be able to simulate lot many things more powerful using quantum computers. So in healthcare, in manufacturing, in supply chain, in energy, in finance and oil and gas, I think quantum will drive, and 6G will actually come quantum inbuilt. So India has taken a lead in the quantum. We have a national quantum mission of approximately $1 billion. I think recently Department of Science and Technology has already opened 4 technological hubs for 4 verticals of quantum: quantum communication, quantum computing, quantum sensing, and quantum material. 4 hubs have been already opened by the Department of Science and Technology, and one of the hub we are also, one have been opened by CDOT and IIT Madras for quantum communication. This hub has been funded to us. So AI is being used everywhere. So a lot of work will happen, on large language models, especially for Indian languages, because currently LLMs are primarily on English. Many of it will come. The semantic communication will, take very good shape going forward. Whether AI will have impact on life aspect, because I was also GSS chair for this WTSA. See, we have released a document called GSS Conclusions. One of the key item there is AI. How do you use AI ethically? How do you protect the ills of AI? So therefore, the topic of AI governance is coming, and WTSA is debating the what way AI, the good part of AI is taken forward and the bad part is taken away. So if you look at this, primarily most of it, the impact on a life aspect, AI will have positive impact in solving most of the problems. And the ill uses of AI, the ethical uses of AI will be controlled by the AI governance, which the regulators around the world or the standard SDO bodies like ITU, IEC, ETF, so these many SDOs will actually come up with regulations that will set the tone for responsible AI, use of AI in the. Cybersecurity, as I said today, just to give you an idea, today what we monitor the cybersecurity, we get 4 million malicious events in 15 minutes. 4 million, that is the scale. So if you have to deal by design, cybersecurity need to be taken care. Cybersecurity will become part of this thing. Today, you know, your phone can be hacked very easily because you give all the permissions to the apps. Is not very difficult to hack the phone, and that is happening to create a lot of cyber frauds. Quantum security, as I said, both branches of post-quantum cryptography and quantum key distribution will take place. These are two separate branches of quantum. The PQC takes care of the mathematics part of it based on the algorithm. QKD is based on physics, you know, where the keys are generated through protons. Symmetric keys are generated at both ends so that the key never flows onto the network, and therefore this communication which is happening is kept secure. Next gen cybersecurity solution. I think this is my last slide. I would request you, we are in hall number 5 and 6. Some of the top-notch cybersecurity solutions you can see. We have Trinetra Enterprise, which is for enterprise. We have Trinetra Early Warning, which gives you warning about your network. Then we have Trinetra 360, which can you know, analyze whole of your organization and see. The last we have is the safe quantum, safe networking. In the networking, using PQC and the blockchain, we have set up, you know, we have designed systems which can actually protect your information, even if your username and password is leaked. Even if your username and password is leaked, nobody can log in into your system. Please have visit our stall, and we'll demonstrate all these technology to you. Thank you, IMC, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing these valuable insights with us. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, I would call upon our next speaker, Mr. Tarun Chabra. He's the Senior Vice President and Nokia India Country Head with over 20 years of diverse experience in sales, technology, and operations in leading telecom and software solution companies, which include Siemens, Motorola, Nokia, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Tarun Chabra.
Thank you very much, and thank you IMC for giving me this opportunity, and thank you Mr. Upadhyay for telling us what we have done in last 2-3 years on digitalization, on digital economy. It is really inspiring. Thank you very much. Okay, so what is going to happen in next few years? And from Nokia side, we are basically the enablers. We help in making technology so that we can think of what is required, what are the overall use cases, application, what are the trends, and how Nokia can help in giving technology which can give us those final end use cases, or we can help the end consumers. So what is happening overall from the trends perspective? If we see, lot is changing and lot has changed in the last couple of years, especially post-COVID. I think all about this UPI payments, whatever way we see the COVID vaccination. 1 billion people carrying handset, and then look at the power of even 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 10 rupees, or up to whatever level digital payments, the kind of figures were shown by Mr. Upadhyay. This is really, really marvelous, and I think I just want to request you for a round of applause for what India has done in last few years. And I think, of course, there was a major shift, of course, post-COVID. But now what is going to happen in the coming 3 to 5 to 10 years? I think one is that there is a huge change happening in the device ecosystem. Earlier we were talking about only, let's see if I go a bit back, a 2G device only for voice. And now we are talking about smartphone, and I think last month or last quarter, 90% of the shipment which happened in India out of the smartphones was 5G smartphones. So look at the journey which we have done with 230 million subscribers, with almost 95% rollout happening in a span of 18 months. I think this is really commendable what India has done in 5G in last 1.5 to 2 years. But now future is that it is not going to be only smartphones. There's going to be AI smartphones, there's going to be AR, XR devices, there are going to be robots, machines. So we are evolving in that kind of ecosystem that the smartphones will be taken over by machines, by robots, by drones. And we have to then make networks which are ready to take care of those kind of applications. If we see the second trend that is happening with reference to network performance. So if we see that now Mr. Upadhyay mentioned about 50 GB data per sub requirement can already touch in 27, 28. We were thinking that estimate to be earlier 29. As of now, we are 30 GB per user on an average. It is going to go up to 50 GB. All that then requires that your network performance should be in such a way that the consumers getting the network experience, which in result will help the operators to have monetization. So this is all a linked ecosystem. The demand is going up, the network have to perform, and then there's a monetization happening to that. So this is the second trend which is going to happen. There is going to be increased demand happening application by application. What is happening on AI? I think there was a lot of discussion happening for last 2 days. AI, ML, Gen AI. But of course, this is a very big subject. This is like multiple things can come under this. I am already running many applications in our network using AI, ML. But is that it? No. There can be much more which can be done. And of course, that will require that networks are also adapting as per the AI, ML requirements, which of course we'll discuss that what is happening in that segment. And then of course security. We know about cyber attacks. We know about the overall situation which happened in last few months. All of us know about the war situation which is happening. Network security was always important. It has become even more important. All the DDoS attacks, and again the data given by Mr. Upadhyay, we have to sense these attacks before the attack happens. If you come to know once the attack has happened, then it's not good anymore. So I think all these AI ML technologies are going to help us that how we can sense it, that there is an abnormal activity happening, and once we sense that abnormal activity, we take the action then before the attack happens. So we are having these kind of things which are going to be required, and what we do in that. So on the right-hand side, we see what is happening because of that. On the left-hand side, I just mentioned what are the factors which are going to change the future networks. So if we talk about one by one, of course, there's going to be a focus by our customers, which are CSPs, TSPs, enterprise. They definitely have to monetize. They have to think about their business case. They have to bring all these new features which are required by the end consumer. But at the same time, there is an action on people like us who provide the technology that we do it in minimum possible cost in the most sustainable manner. So I think then for us, it is very important that how we save the energy, because otherwise, if we keep on building these networks, which are very different from 2G networks earlier, we have 3 to 4 layers of different frequencies. We are having N78, 3.5 gigahertz, kind of 100 megahertz network. We are going to have millimeter wave coming in. So it's a huge network being deployed out there. How to make sure that when network is not utilized, then we shut them off and we are able to save power. So I think whether it is linked to any use case with reference to making efficient networks or making sure that we are saving energy when network is not required, this is going to be a very important aspect for people like us who are technology enablers from Nokia. And then of course, there are applications like sensing. We discussed that network itself can sense what is happening. Network has to sense not only the phones, but whether it is humans or robots, whether it is AR, XR, or whether there is some other application like drones. So this sensing capability helps the network to act that where is the capacity required and how I should give the capacity to that particular application. This is also one AI ML use. Of course, this is going to continue in 6G, but this is how we are planning our networks of future. Then if we talk about something linked to automation, once we have this capability of sensing or knowing what is happening in the network, then it is not that you have a manual intervention. Then you have to have autonomous networks which take action. That, okay, there is a possibility of a cyber attack, what action to be taken, what to switch off, what to make sure that we are kind of going to prevent that attack. So this is again a concept that how everything can be a preventive or how you can do zero-touch automation while we have these kind of left-hand parameters which are required. So going forward, how it can be done, it requires a very robust ecosystem of partners in any situation. For example, let's say if we are building networks, there's a big element of devices which is involved. And unless, maybe once we operate the phone, we don't know what happens behind that how things are happening in 1 second, 1 millisecond, and how many steps we are being taken. But once you really get stuck into a situation that there is not a proper interworking in anything, it is actually then not working. You have to have these interworking requirements with device ecosystem, with partners, with go-to-market kind of approach. For example, let's take one example of any application. Let's say agriculture. We are talking about agriculture drones. It looks very simple once the drones are working. That okay, you have some control, drones are there, you are sensing the moisture content, you are sensing what is required, and there is automatically something happening, and you find that, oh, everything is done. But just think about it, how much of coordination it requires behind that. How many network elements might be involved? How to make sure that this interworking is happening perfectly and you don't get stuck. Because if there is a glitch, then you just get stuck, nothing happens. So I think this collaboration with our partners while giving this application to our end users, or collaboration with government, spectrum allocation, industry standards, 6G standards, all this is very important and it takes many, many months of preparation before we actually roll out networks on the ground. So I think this is our responsibility that when we roll out networks for our partners, like our telco partners or enterprise, that we take care of these things. And this is, I said, is really a very, very detailed exercise. Now, what happens with reference to partners, let's say, with reference to business application? I mentioned about devices, I mentioned about, let's say, interworking with other network elements. But I think in India, one thing which is going to be super important is that how we can use the Indian ecosystem of partners for these business applications in health, in agriculture, in manufacturing, in mining. And that is also is a big responsibility on the whole industry, that we catch hold with them and we let them work as partners. Maybe thousands, maybe 10,000, maybe millions. But the kind of countries, length and depth we have, we really need so many partners to really make the applications and the private network, private wireless networks a real success. Otherwise, this scale is almost impossible to think if I think only a Nokia can do or a Jio, Bharti or Vodafone Idea can do. It's going to be many people who are supposed to involve and get into this end user application so that we can get this done. Then we discuss about APIs. There's open API forum where we talk about developers and any business partners who can come and we can launch business applications. This is what is going to be now the future also. Network as a code, we have heard from Nokia that how we are getting into that from a software standard, that we open up these APIs and any developer from India can then launch this application using those open and secure APIs. So this is the second part of that when we talk about network automation. And third part is that how we really make sure that this interoperability is working and there is not a standard that which is not working among different partners. You can call it different companies, you can call it devices. And this is where the 60 standards discussion is happening, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi mentioned about this, that all of us are supposed to come together so that we make standards which make sure that we are having secure network and we are able to take care of all markets in future, be it, let's say, developing market like India, or going forward when we want to take a lead in 6G. All of us have to make sure that these standards are uniform so that we can work on these standards as a combined solution. 6G is going to be one big example of that. So what is going to happen then in the coming time? I think with these technologies coming, with this AI ML, with this 6G era going to start now, there is one thing which is going to happen, that there is going to be a fusion between digital and physical world. We are going to help, the digital is going to help to make sure that we get more clarity about what physical world requires. There's going to be a concept of digital twins. There's going to be a concept of even that you are having some device in your hand and you can control the physical environment of network sitting there. So these two things are going to work together so that there is a possibility of getting even better efficiencies. And once we think of that these efficiencies are going to improve in the coming years because of digital, physical, AI, ML, and then going forward, of course, when we talk about 6G-based application, then we have to think about how these networks are going to act. So as I mentioned in the beginning, there are three parts of any AI, ML network. A, that you sense. You see what is happening around. You collect information whether the application is to be given to a human being or a machine or XR/VR or drone. Once you sense, then you think about it. That okay, how do we allocate resources to different applications? If we have to give, let's say, in case of a drone, what kind of network might be required? What kind of application might be required? If it is XR/VR, then my uplink should be optimized. So I think these things are going to be then sensing and thinking about it, and there has to be a then autonomous decision to be taken where you do this zero touch operation and there's a decision taken. So this is where Nokia as a technology leader is going to support. Think about it, sense it, then think about it, and then act automatically. I think this is where we are heading overall. As I said, this is very complex from behind, but looks very simple when you are running an application. And why we think that Nokia is very well placed in doing this, because if you see that we are there for last almost 20 years in this country, 30 years in this country, and we are the only vendor who started the first 3G manufacturing in India, the first 4G Node B, and the first 5G Node B. We have almost 17,000 people in India, out of which are 8,000 working only on R&D. We have two big manufacturing facilities. We have repair center. So in India also, whatever is the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we are well placed in this country for last 30 years that we can take the technology in global environment or in India further for next 10 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing these important insights with us. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, now we will call upon our next speaker. Well, technology is an ever-evolving landscape, and the speakers who are here are best in the industry, so it's a privilege for all of us to listen to these speakers. Next, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Ajay Nijhawan. He is the Director and Head Communications and Cloud India. Accelerating possibilities, enabling the future intel of telecoms with 5G and AI will be the topic he'll be talking about. Talking about Mr. Rajay, he have demonstrated quality of building a clear vision, strong strategy along with high octane execution abilities, a highly result oriented and self-motivated individual with a career spanning over 25 years with achievement of key milestones along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Ajay Nijhawan.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, IMC, for giving us this opportunity to talk about how Intel is accelerating possibilities for telcos to leverage 5G and AI. Before we dive into 5G and AI, I'd like to ask, आप लोगों में से कितने लोगों ने फ़ोन को ऐसे हवा में हिलाया है, desperately searching for network, as if holding it higher will connect you to space? Yeah, don't worry, I think you are not alone. But I would say, as we are moving on, these two technologies are finally moving us from the days of, desperate signal hunting to an era where the network will really find us. So those days are here and gone. But in all seriousness, I don't see the slides. Yeah, but in all seriousness, we are on the verge of something huge. The telecom industry is really facing an exciting transformation driven both by 5G and AI. And these technologies are not just providing us faster speeds, but they are connecting us to an era which is reliable, intelligent, and adaptable. With these technologies, telcos can deliver enterprise services at the edge, providing faster and more secure connections. But there are challenges too. The operators need to monetize existing investments and embrace innovation like AI-driven network slicing and predictive maintenance. And let's not forget the elephant in the room. That's energy consumption. As networks evolve to handle more and more data and these advanced capabilities, operators need to balance the performance gains with the energy consumption. It's like really building a fast car, but which gives you a really great gas mileage. It's tough, but that's the need of the hour. Yeah, I think the reality is operators need to either innovate or stagnate. And the telcos which are embracing innovations have an enormous opportunity ahead. By adopting emerging technologies and partnering with strategic players, telcos can gain a competitive edge. The key is using data to enhance both the customer experiences as well as enhance the operational efficiency. This agility will allow operators to stay ahead of market demands and seize new opportunities. Deploying 5G standalone core and I would say virtualized RANs really revolutionize operations, but the real magic happens when the AI steps in. Machine learning algorithms can analyze massive data sets in real time, optimizing everything from radio resource allocation to the network optimization. At the same time, AI will drive predictive maintenance, which means fewer breakdowns and lesser downtime, keeping networks running smoothly and reliably. Essentially, I would say the 5G provides muscle and the AI brings the brain. We at Intel are proud to partner with operators to deliver software-defined 4G and 5G core networks running on Xeon platforms. These Intel Xeon platforms help telcos to scale deployments quickly, add features rapidly, and provide the flexibility needed by the most modern networks. Our Xeon platforms, our processors they set the gold standard for 5G core performance, offering top-notch performance as well as great energy efficiency. They also form the foundation for world's vRAN deployments with integrated acceleration, which reduces the component requirement, the system complexity, as well as the power consumption. The future is just not fast, it's also efficient, reliable, and ready to scale. At Intel, we are just not providing the technology infrastructure. We are helping telcos build both the muscle as well as the brain for their future networks. And our Xeon processors and the vRAN solutions which we have, they really provide the raw power and performance, I would say the muscle for the 5G networks. And while our advanced AI development kits and the Gaudi accelerators, the brain, they enable operators to harness real-time intelligence for network optimization and predictive maintenance. Our latest advancements empowered telcos to keep evolving. These are some of the ones which I'm going to talk about. The first one is Intel Xeon 6. This is our next generation processor, also codenamed as Sierra Forest. This has up to 288 physical cores, and it's optimized to provide the best performance per watt, and delivering almost 3.8 times the improvement in performance for 5G core workloads. The current 4th gen Intel Xeon scalable processors, they are designed for 5G UPF workloads, and they provide almost 30% power savings. This is perfect for operators who are looking for balance of performance as well as energy efficiency. On the AI side, we have vRAN AI development kit. This helps operators dynamically optimize their networks and save cost by building and running AI models onto the RAN network. And it allows operators to train and deploy AI models for tasks like dynamic resource allocation and interference mitigation, ensuring smarter, more adaptable networks. Intel AI solutions are focused on basically integrating AI acceleration into the general purpose silicon by optimizing the third-party frameworks and delivering innovative solutions. This makes AI solutions cost-effective and easy to scale with the existing infrastructure. OpenWinnow, an open source toolkit, allows developers to build, optimize, and run AI models across the different hardware with a very minimal code change. On the hardware side, Intel has leading, I would say, world-leading Gaudi AI accelerators, as well as low-power industrial-grade CPUs, which support the entire AI journey for the telecom operators. The Intel Gaudi 3 accelerator is designed to provide the state-of-the-art data center performance for AI workloads, right from Gen AI applications such as large LLMs, diffusion models and image generation models such as stable diffusion, to standard object recognition, classification, voice dubbing models. They all, they will really provide 50%, I would say, faster time to train large models, 50%. They have better better inference capabilities, and they consume almost like 40% lower power with respect to NVIDIA H100, and all this at a fraction of the cost. So together, Intel technologies, that is AI accelerators and processors, build the foundation for telcos to strengthen their networks with 5G power while integrating AI intelligence to stay ahead of changing customer demands and the network complexities. We are basically helping the future of telcos to depend on a strong foundation of AI and efficiency. On the 5G core side, when it comes to 5G core efficiency, Intel is leading the way. Our Xeon processors are industry leaders in the cloud-native core performance and provide superior TCO. One of our partners, Samsung, they last year demonstrated a performance of about almost a 1 Tbps throughput for the UPF on the 4th generation Xeon scalable processors. Our next gen Xeon 6 processors, codenamed Sierra Forest, they push the boundaries for 288 physical cores, and they boost the performance per rack by about 3.8 times and performance per processor by 3.2 times for the 5G core workloads. So transitioning from, I would say the current deployed Cascade Lake to Xeon 6 will help to reduce the overall CPU power consumption by almost over 60%. And top of it, if you use the Intel Infrastructure Power Manager for functionality, you could end up saving additional 30% over and above the 60% power saving which you achieve with Xeon 6. Intel is really working with the major telecom equipment manufacturers and independent software companies to rely on Intel Xeon processors and architecture to optimize both the power and performance. In short, I would say Intel solutions offer power optimization, scalability, and cost efficiency, giving telcos everything they need to thrive in a 5G world. Next, I'll talk about our partnerships. So Intel is more committed than ever to the telecom industry, and I would say the overall India's digital transformation journey. Intel's leadership in telecom industry is proven through our partnership with both global companies like Verizon, Samsung, AT&T, Ericsson, and Vodafone, as well as the key Indian players like Reliance, Airtel, Vodafone, C-Dot, Tejas, Vizig. We have built the cloud native, we have built the backbone for the cloud native software defined networks, supporting more virtualized network servers than anyone else. In other words, when you look at virtualized core and RAN, chances are they are going to be running on Xeon processors. On the vRAN side, our partnership with both Verizon and Samsung have already shown the real world benefits of running vRAN boost. And by achieving meaningful power efficiency gains as well as higher throughput, Intel's ecosystem collaboration and are driving vRAN to the mainstream. Intel is also at the heart of Open RAN, helping to disaggregate RAN hardware and software. And our collaborations with AT&T, Ericsson, and Vodafone are already proving the benefits of open vendor-neutral platforms. We are helping scale operators Open RAN deployments with Intel-powered platforms, achieving better performance and flexibility. Intel powers the world cloud, networks, and enterprises, offering unmatched insight into evolution of applications across cloud, networks, and edge continuum. Our Xeon platforms and AI software enable telcos to modernize and monetize their network, staying ahead of market trends while reducing risk and improving TCO. This is my last slide. So in summary, I would say Intel is more committed than ever to telecom industry and India's digital transformation. Intel is at the forefront of empowering the telecommunication industry to fully realize the potential of 5G and AI. And along with our world-class ecosystem, Intel is ready to help telcos tackle today's challenges and capitalize on tomorrow's opportunities. Nearly every virtualized core and RAN network in the world runs on Intel, and we are committed to helping telcos innovate with confidence and agility. Together, we are building the networks of future today. And we are at booth 3.3 in Hall 3. Please visit us to experience how Intel, along with its world-class global, as well as the Make in India ecosystem, are accelerating possibilities and enabling the future of telco with 5G and AI. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for sharing these insights with us. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon our next speaker. With us, we have JB Park, President and CEO, Samsung. I invite you on stage, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.
Good afternoon, everyone. Namaste. It is my privilege to address you today at the India Mobile Congress 2024. It gives me great pleasure to discuss with you here how mobile device security and AI are changing the way we connect, create, and share. Samsung has made it a priority to give you a peace of mind when you're using a connected device ecosystem. Being productive while safeguarding your privacy has never been easier. With the rise of mobile banking, e-commerce, and remote work, smart devices have become digital hubs. They store, process, and transmit sensitive and personal business data. Governments, corporations, and educational institutions all rely on mobile devices for connectivity and productivity. A breach in one part of this ecosystem can have an adverse result at multiple levels. It ranges from individual privacy breaches and organizational threats to even national security issues. Global governments are imposing strict data protection laws and regulatory complements. In India, initiatives such as Digital India have transformed how people interact with technology and creating new opportunities. And as we advance towards a hyper-connected future with 5G and IoT, securing mobile devices has become crucial. This will safeguard personal information, financial assets, and national security. That's why Samsung, our customer privacy and data security is a priority. This is also the reason we built our ecosystem on the foundation of Samsung Knox, our Defense Guard security platform. Knox is not just about protecting devices from external threats. It is also about safeguarding every aspect of our users' digital experience. It ranges from boot level integrity to real-time protection of sensitive data. At Samsung, we are constantly exploring ways to add extra layers of security to our products through software and hardware innovations. With consumers now using multiple devices, we are expanding our security features to more devices and bringing a safer user experience. proud Samsung users around the world own an array of connected devices. It ranges from smartphone, TVs, and washing machine to refrigerator and robot vacuum cleaners. With the benefit of increased connectivity, there is also increased possibility of security breaches. Samsung Knox Matrix addresses these challenges where devices connected in ecosystem can protect each other as well as their users. Knox Matrix Manager, this within a private block system. It also allows compatible devices to check each other for breaches and ensures safety with intelligent threat monitoring. It also protects against theft and hacking by isolating user highly sensitive data. Secure Boost ensures that only trusted software is loaded during the startup of the device. Alerts are raised if any unauthorized software is installed. Secret mode in Samsung Internet protects user browsing privacy. It clears data automatically and logs to prevent unauthorized access. We are not stopping there. You can rest assured that our technology will constantly evolve as we continue to prioritize keeping your personal information safe. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, AI today is behind every aspect of mobile device functionality and user experience. It is no longer a futuristic concept. AI powers everything from voice recognition to facial ID technology and personalized app experience to predict text algorithm. India is well positioned to establish itself a global leader in AI innovation. It must fully leverage the power of AI technology, self-reliance, and benefit citizens and drive economical growth. The cornerstone for leadership in AI, however, will be built on a mature, balanced, and progressive legal framework. We understand that India is working on policies and missions that promote AI system designed on the pillars of fairness, reliability, safety, and transparency. At Samsung, we too are designing and developing adequate guardrails in all of our AI designs and systems, which will be available across our devices. We remain steadfast in our commitment towards building trusted and safe AI system aligned closely with the vision of the government of India. Samsung has already embedded AI in the connected devices ecosystem with Galaxy AI, Bespoke AI, and AI TV. As consumers become more comfortable with technologies, they expect smarter, everyday interaction with AI to help with real-time decision-making and contextual understanding. Galaxy AI, for instance, satisfies these needs through secure solution. We have partnered with Google to bring Circle to Search to our devices. So when you draw a circle around an object of the screen, it will throw up immediate result. Live Translate in Galaxy AI offers two-way real-time translation of phone calls within the native phone call application. An interpreter allows instant translation of live conversation in a split-screen view. It allows both parties to read and text transcription what the other person has said. Both these framework features work via an on-device AI on Samsung phones. This means your conversation remains completely private, as there's no need for Wi-Fi or cellular data. It also includes other features such as Note Assist, Chat Assist, Photo Assist, and Sketch to give an ultimate user experience. Our focus as an innovator and leader in the mobile market is to use Galaxy AI to create meaningful and useful mobile usage scenarios. We use these to bring the world's best AI phone to our users. Today, we stand in the interaction of technological advancement and security. It is therefore our collective responsibility to ensure mobile device security while harnessing the power of AI. It is not enough to just innovate. We must also anticipate and mitigate the risk that comes with such an innovation. Collaboration is the key. All stakeholders must work together, share knowledge, develop policy that addresses current and future challenges. While light touch regulation is critical to the development of an innovative ecosystem, we will have to be on guard against over-regulations. It can lead to diversion of precision resources, both human and financial. To sum up, I would like to stress on the need to integrate cutting-edge technology with ethics to provide a differentiated AI-enabled user experience. This will help us to build a secure, prosperous digital future for everyone. Thank you. Dhanyawad.